Well, hello friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boone. As always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boone Sports Report, because without you guys, well, I'd still be here talking about the Dallas Cowboys, but I wouldn't have all of those great comments from you guys, so keep them coming. It is game day on what has been the craziest week in the NFL by far that I can ever remember. I mean, teams that were supposed to dominate got destroyed and dominated themselves. I don't know what to expect tonight with the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be interesting to see if they rebound from last week, or is this going to end up being a long season? I got to be honest, I don't know. I'm hoping that Joe Boo and me being back in the man cave with Joe Boo having his signature wings and his signature rum instead of that Captain Morgan's that we had at the sports club, hopefully that'll help do the trick to spread some mojo for the Cowboys, because they were definitely off. Now, we all know about the Donald Trump, his speech and his words and everything else, and how the NFL has basically come out against it and things. Supposedly, Larry Fitzgerald has reached out to Jason Witten about doing some kind of a protest as well. We don't know if anything is planned, but what we're actually hearing is basically Cowboys are told, you better not do anything, because as one anonymous player said, you'll be on the shit list. It's America's team, and they don't want to see any protests. There's a couple things that bother me about the whole situation. America has always been a place with different ideas. The reason America came about was because of tyranny, because we were always told what we had to do from England. And the founder fathers said, you know what, we need to be an independent country. Let's start this out. And first thing, freedom of speech. Doesn't mean you have to agree with everything that I say or somebody says, but you have the right to voice your opinion and to try and develop the world that you see fit. We've got to the point where we can't have a conversation where people say, shut up. You don't deserve to have that right of freedom of speech. Whether you agree or disagree with what Donald Trump said, it was his right to say it. As well it is Colin Kaepernick and NFL players' right to do what they're doing. And it's not against the military, it's not against America, it's about trying to make it an even better America. And at least start a conversation where we can have some change to be better. And that seems to be what's lost in the mix. But unfortunately, we can't have a conversation that everything is literally becomes a fight. If you don't agree with me, you're an idiot, then F you. And that's not the way it should be. We should be able to sit down and talk about our differences and try and understand what that other point of view is. And maybe, just maybe, we can find solutions, because as a country, we are better with different ideas and perspectives. That's what made this country great. We were the great melting pot of all these different cultures and people, different ideas that put together became greater than the sum of the parts. The other thing that kind of bothers me too was the idea of ruining the game because of taking the hits and stuff out of it. Football is violent. There are a lot of people who are literally giving up their lives to play football. When you see Aaron Hernandez, who was a perfect specimen physically outside, at 27 in stage 3 CTE, there's a problem. You have NFL players that realize, is that going to be me? Do I need to worry about this headache that I've got right now, or that I can't focus, or an anger issue? You look at some of our players, some of our Hall of Fame players, my childhood heroes, like Tony Dorsett, who's suffering with CTE symptoms, dementia, and things like that. Don't we want to try and make it a safer game? So that way, these guys have a life beyond football? I mean, you always understood that you're going to screw up your knee or your back and things like that. I mean, that's a given. But when you start talking about losing your mental faculties, you know, I'm a word butcher, that's what I do. I don't understand how you can be so callous to say, you know what, I don't give an F about them. Because these guys are people, and they are literally putting it all on the line on every single play. So, I don't know where this is all going to go. I know in my heart, I'll have a conversation with anybody. I will share my point of views, and I will listen to others' points of views and try and understand where they're coming from and what bothers them and what they think is right and wrong and so on. And I wish we could get more people to do that. But it is game day. We got our Cowboys on tonight, and I cannot wait to see the game. So as always, friends, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. I'm Mark Holmes. There's Cowboy Joe Boo, and we're going to see what we're going to see tonight.